shocking arsenal used in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Since 2021, the Russian military has been assembling arsenal near the Ukraine's border. Then, on the 24th of February, Russia launched a large-scale invasion of Ukraine, following the Euromaidan protests and subsequent removal of Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych in February of 2014. Pro-Russian unrest erupted in parts of Ukraine, which is said to be a major reason Russia opted for the preemptive strikes. But this video isn't about the cause of the war. It's about what weapons of war are being used. With alarming precision, Russian weapons are targeting Ukraine's military facilities. Ukraine surely might be the underdog, but the war isn't working out the way Russia intended, and Putin is facing heavy pressure from several countries to end this conflict by removing his regime. Yet Putin remains, and Kharkiv, the beautiful city located in the northeastern area of Ukraine, has become a key battleground. And the situation only gets more dire as these attacks aren't isolated. Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba said that Russia has launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, thus targeting several cities. It's been reported, and it seems quite evident that President Vladimir Putin's Ukraine invasion, or military operation, quote-unquote, won't end until Ukraine is completely a demilitarized country. After Putin made the announcement in a special televised address, Ukraine was quick to report that the invasion had begun and Russia was targeting their military facilities. In a statement on his official Facebook page, Anton Geraschenko, Ukraine's Deputy Interior Minister, said, "There have been missiles on the military headquarters, airports, military warehouses near Kyiv, Kharkov, and Dnipro. Gunfire at the border is underway." Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba of Ukraine also quickly confirmed that the country was under attack, saying, "Putin has just launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Peaceful Ukrainian cities are under strikes. This is a war of aggression. Ukraine will defend itself and will win. The world can and must stop Putin. The time to act is now." According to the Russian Defense Ministry, Russia has only been targeting Ukrainian military infrastructure. In their statement release, they were quoted saying, "Military infrastructure, air defense facilities, military airfields, and aviation of the armed forces of Ukraine are being disabled with high-precision weapons." Unfortunately, many of those key military facilities are located right in the heart of heavily populated cities. Interfax Ukraine reported rocket attacks on military facilities throughout Ukraine and went on to report that Russian troops had landed in the southern port cities of Odessa and Mariupol. On top of that, it was also reported that staff and passengers had to evacuate Kyiv's Borispil airport. This has spurred the likes of US President Joe Biden to warn the world that he foresees a catastrophic loss of life if Putin persists on his attacks. And although there have been weeks of intense diplomacy to avoid war, plus the imposition of Western sanctions on Russia, these tactics have failed to deter Putin, and now he has amassed around 200,000 troops along the territorial lines of Ukraine. Then, just recently, the Russian Defense Ministry announced that in addition to its airstrikes and missile attacks, some ground forces had advanced into Ukraine from Crimea. They went on to announce that more than 80 Ukrainian military targets have already been destroyed. So, how did the Russian regime do it? Here's an early assessment of the military hardware and weaponry being utilized. Let's begin with their ground vehicles. For this invasion, Russia is surely using their T-72 tanks. They've been spotted in the northeast town of Glukov near the Russian border. However, according to a Ukrainian government statement on social media, the Ukrainian military was able to destroy a column of T-72 tanks via US-supplied Javelin anti-tank missiles. Collaborating reports on this event are still pending. Furthermore, according to satellite imagery, Russia appears to be advancing a huge convoy of armored vehicles, and that parade runs for about 40 miles or 65 kilometers long, and it's headed directly towards Ukraine's capital, Kyiv. Most of the satellite images were taken by US firm Maxar Technologies, and these photos show the convoy of Russian armored tanks and trucks that extend from Pibersk, further north of Kyiv, to the Antonov Airport, which is commonly known as the Hostomel Airport, located on the northeast outskirts of the Ukrainian capital. This has reportedly been the site of recent heavy battles between Russian and Ukrainian forces. As for aircraft, according to discrete reports from Pentagon insiders, including a senior US defense official, the Russian military brought forward an array of aircraft capable of firing guided air-to-ground missiles or dropping dumb munitions, such as cluster or fragmentation bombs. And with their air force, Russia has encircled Ukraine in the last week. As a matter of fact, US assessments show that approximately 75 fixed-wing Russian bombers were involved in initial airstrikes throughout Ukraine, focusing primarily on degrading Ukraine's air defenses, ammunition warehouses, and airfields, as previously mentioned. But it's important to reiterate how Russia truly is attacking certain airfields. The Ukrainian military added on to the details by stating that a mix of nearly 24 attack and transport helicopters assaulted the Hostomel airfield outside Kyiv. Video purportedly showed Mi-8 helicopters circulating on social media. For more authentic analysis, the Ukrainian military posted video of one enemy aircraft that had crashed into a field. Ukrainian officials also claim that the Russian regime appeared to destroy critical infrastructure by using their air power to target a thermal power plant near Kyiv. How about their heavy artillery? Further reports were submitted claiming that Russia's artillery-heavy military has assembled short-range and medium-range ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and high-power artillery all along the border. And this high-power artillery is set to knock out military and government targets without much resistance compared to the vast arsenal in Russia's possession. According to the same senior US defense official, Russian forces have launched more than 160 missiles into Ukraine. As for Russian boots on the ground, it has been reported that there are around 200,000 of them. However, Ukraine's official government channels did distribute imagery purporting to show captured Russian soldiers, including Russian intelligence operatives allegedly detained in the northern Chernihiv region. It is known that the highway there is a strategic vein linking Kyiv to Ukraine's shared border with Belarus and Russia. Unfortunately, sources like the Washington Post have been unable to verify the imagery. Although the war continues to intensify, other unverified photos claiming to show captured Russian soldiers indicates that several soldiers are only modestly equipped considering the advancements in modern-day equipment. In one video circulated by the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 2 Russian soldiers allegedly were detained and they were only carrying aging AK-type rifles without any advanced optics or infrared lasers. But it is said that this is common for Russian conventional military forces. In the bulk of the photos, images also showed bayonets that could date back years to the Soviet era and red tape around their arms and legs, which has been believed to be used for Russian forces to identify each other and prevent friendly fire. But overall, it seems that this fight is surely not running as smoothly as Putin's regime might have planned. Aside from the diplomatic pressures from other countries and the sanctions, the United States has sent Javelin anti-tank missiles and anti-aircraft Stinger missiles. The EU has reported that they intend to send fighter jets. And for the first time in history, the EU has agreed to finance the purchase and delivery of weapons to Ukraine. Germany is sending 1,000 anti-tank weapons along with 500 Stinger anti-aircraft missiles, and the United Kingdom and Poland have agreed to send anti-tank weapons and man-portable air defense systems and other ammunition, respectively. things are escalating at an alarming rate, and with the heavy weaponry on the battlefield, Joe Biden might actually be correct in his assessment that a catastrophic loss of life might surely be on the horizon. The world can only pray for peace at this moment. Leave your comments down below. Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and share this video. Thanks for keeping updated with Best of Tens, and see you next time.